Hi everyone, it's Angie. How you guys doing? Long time no talk to. I am so excited today to get to just sit down and BS with you all. It's been a hot minute. I realized I was looking back. It's been about a month, a little over a month since I've done a whip and chat with you. So I'm excited today to talk about what I've been up to. You can imagine I've got a lot to talk about. There's been a lot that's gone on in the past month. And we'll do some diamond painting. First, I want to show you something new that I got. I want to show you my new pen. Isn't that gorgeous? I am absolutely in love with it. And you know, I got this at the retreat. I got it from Enablers Outpost. It's my first pen from them, and I love them. I have steered away from their pens a little bit in the past because when I look at them on the Etsy shop, they seem to be really like extra chunky. And I'm not a fan of the extra chunky pens. This one is not. I have also in the past kind of shied away from this shape with this biggish uh, ridge down here. And I don't know why. I just felt like I've always tried to stick with, this kind of really subtle bumped shape. This is a very thin one, but I really like this one too. I don't remember where I got this. Um, an Etsy shop. Anyway, but I have found that I really enjoy this pen. I'm glad that they were at the retreat and that I got to pick it up and hold it before I bought it so I could test it and see that it's not how I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to get in the way and it was going to be uncomfortable on my hand, but it really isn't. And I just, I'm usually not a pink sparkly kind of girl, but I just am in love with this pen. I think it's so beautiful. So Enablers Outpost, that's what I got. What am I'm challenging myself today, and I don't know whether this is going to be a success or an epic fail. So what I'm working on today is Diana from Diamond Painting Deutschland by Josephine Wall. And it is one of my big ones from them. It is, I think, like 80 by 120 or something ridiculous like that. Let me see if I can find the size here on the paperwork. I have the paperwork right here. It has 250 colors. It does not give the size, and it doesn't say the size on the canvas either. I know, which is really weird. Anyways, it's ginormous. It's huge. She's huge, but isn't she gorgeous? She is really coming together. Her face, I've finally got her face done, and look at that eye. Look at the detail in that eye. Her eye was probably 45 different drill colors, honestly. Like if you took into consideration the whole eye area. But doesn't it's just gorgeous. This has got to be, and I'm not, I love landscapes. I think landscapes make beautiful diamond paintings. But this has to be the most beautiful diamond painting I've ever seen completed. Without a doubt, without a doubt. Would I purchase from them again, even considering the high shipping? I wish I could purchase from them all the time. I think that they do a fantastic job. Their canvas, even though it's double-sided, I just can't say enough good things about Diamond Painting Deutschland. Even though their canvas is double-sided adhesive, it is a really, really nice fabric canvas. And this canvas has been used and abused. I move this because this table is where I do my unboxing videos too. I move this from my table to my guest bed about 5 times a week. So I'm flopping it back and forth about 5 times a week. And I also rolled it up and took it with me to the retreat and had no problems. I have got it hanging off the edge of my table right here, and I lean on it. It's, it gets bent right there. I lean on it. I'm never had a drill come off, even with my leaning on it and rubbing up against it and it being on a corner like this. I know that that's probably not good for it or whatever, but it's how I work. It's the only way I can work. Some of these symbols, now I'm getting towards the top of this diamond painting, and generally what I would do with a diamond painting this size is I would work all the edges. I would take and flip it and work sideways and work the edge sideways, and then flip it upside down and work the edge upside down. Well, I can't really do that with this one because of the symbols. There are 250 colors, so you can imagine that they had to get pretty creative with the symbols. I'm just going to show you a little example of some of the symbols because they are very directional. In other words, a lot of the symbols are identical except they go in a different direction. So if I'm working on it upside down, and there's so many like that, if I'm working on it upside down, I'm afraid that I'm going to get, and these are all blues, so they're just different shades of blue. I'm afraid if I'm working on it upside down, I'm going to get too confused. But I sometimes can be a little bit thick. I was talking to my friend Jody yesterday. Hi, Jody. And she was saying, I was telling her about this because my problem is now that I'm getting up towards the top of it, I have such a long, hanging down on my lap, I have a very, very long completed portion, and it just kind of sits on my legs, kind of falls, you know, off the table and falls down my legs. And I don't know how much farther I can go before I hit the floor. It's that big, and I've got that much done. Aren't you guys proud of me? I usually am not a stick-to-itive. Here, let me get started working on this while I talk. I'm usually not this much of a stick-to-it person, am I? I usually bounce around from project to project, but I've been pretty religiously working on this one, and I'm really, really, really enjoying it. Oh, it looks like I need to get a refill of that color. We'll see how far we can go with what we've got in there. It's going to be a little bit difficult to work on this during a WIP and chat. I'm just going to say, just because there are so many colors and the symbols are, it's hard to find, not hard to find the symbols, but it you know, it definitely takes a little bit of concentration. So if I lose my train of thought, just stay with me, please. Please have patience with me today because I'm going to be doing the best I can with this. I just wanted to show it to you. I showed it to you when I unboxed it, but I don't think I've shown it to you since I've gotten so much done on it. And I will definitely be doing a post review on it when I get it finished. At the rate that I'm going, I expect to have this finished no later than the end of August. So, yeah, I think I can definitely do that. I think I can definitely get it done by the end of August. That's giving myself a lot of grace in working on other projects too. But anyway, so I was talking to Jody and we talked about working on it upside down, and she had an ingenious idea. If I'm going to work on it upside down, turn my drill containers upside down. So I'm looking at the drills the right, you know what I mean? So I'm looking at the symbols the right way. So I might give that a try. I don't know. I don't know if I can retrain my brain because I'm so familiar now with all these symbols. I don't know if I can retrain my brain to look at them upside down, but it's worth a shot, I think. Just because, like I said, it's getting so cumbersome to have this thing hanging down on my lap. And I'm worried that, you know, I'm going to damage it, that I'm going to have, you know, if I do have any drills come off, it's not going to be a lot, and I can just replace them. But like I said, so far so good. It's been holding up really well to my abuse, and I haven't lost any drills at all from even having it, you know, hanging down like this and having my arm rest on it and creating this ridge right here at the edge of the table. Hasn't been a problem. Hasn't. So I'm really, really impressed with their product. I do have two other Diamond Painting Deutschland canvases. One of them is a landscape that is huge and absolutely gorgeous. It's the most beautiful landscape I've ever seen in a diamond painting. It actually, there, I have a subscriber who finished it, and she emailed me a picture of it finished in real life, and it's just fantastic. It's absolutely something out of, you wouldn't even believe it if you saw it. It's so beautiful. So I hope to finish that one. And then the other one that I have is another Josephine wall, and that one is the Three Graces. Now this is a round diamond painting, and you can buy them from Diamond Painting Deutschland. You can buy in either round or square drill. Sometimes they're out of stock on one or either, or sometimes both, on especially on the Josephine walls. So you just got to keep looking, and they'll come back in stock. That's what I did with this one, because I definitely wanted this in a round drill, and I'm glad that I got it in a round drill. Now the Three Graces, because I had some people asking me about their square drill kits, so I wanted to do a comparison. So when I ordered the Three Graces from Diamond Painting Deutschland, I got that in square drill. And I've got some exciting news related to that one, and that is some information about an upcoming event starting in October. I'm going to be pairing up with Mindy again, and with Sue. And Sue does not have a YouTube channel, but she is a friend and subscriber to both Mindy and myself, and she's going to be partnering with us, and we're going to be hosting an event for October, November, and it is going to be a diamond painting event focusing on large size diamond paintings. So there are some requirements, and there's going to be a lot more details coming out as the event gets closer. But just to give you guys a little teaser and a little bit of information in advance, so that if you don't have anything to work on for it, maybe you can get something before then. There is going to be a size requirement. It will have to be a 70 by 95, at least 70 by 95. Now, if it's 60 by 140, that's going to qualify, because it has to be 70 by 95 or the equivalent square area. So to figure that out, take 70 and multiply it by 95, and whatever that is the square area that it has to be. And then so if you have different dimensions, just multiply your length times your width dimension and see if it matches up with what it is for 70 by 95. And if it does, you're all set. So it doesn't have to, it just has to be that amount of a square area. And we are going to require a new start for this. We're not going to do works in progress for this particular event. So like I said, there's going to be a lot more details coming out soon on it, and in the near future on it. We've got a little bit of time, but I just wanted to mention it to you so that if you don't have anything currently that would qualify, you can get something. Now, there are a lot of landscapes that I can think of from Craftably. The Mark Dalen, and who's that other artist? It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. Some of those Craftably landscapes will qualify for it. There's a lot of Josephine walls that will qualify. There's just, you can go on AliExpress and get one, and it'll qualify. You can get a big diamond painting anywhere. We don't care where it's from. It just has to meet the size requirements. So I'm really excited about that event, because that's the other reason why I'm working so hard on this one, is I want to get this one complete before that event starts, so that I can start working on my other Josephine wall from Diamond Painting Deutschland, and that is the square drill one. Because I'm excited to see how their square drills stack up against their round drills. Now, their round drills are absolutely gorgeous. They're my favorite kind of round drills. They're the ones that are kind of wet looking rather than the ones that are ridgy. they're beautiful. They're just shiny and gorgeous, and they fit together beautifully on the canvas. And yeah, they're just everything. They're everything. Now this is the diamond painting that I don't know if you watch me regularly. I will have told you. See how I have my drill containers spread out? I have five of these drill containers spread out across my table. So it takes up the width of my, well, actually the length of my table that I have here in my craft room to set it up. And I was walking, I have a little path between the table and the closet, and I was walking through that path to get out the door one day, and I bumped the edge of the drill container. The lid was hanging off the edge of the table, and it flipped over and spilled all over the floor. And it was all my blues. So I lost quite a few drills. And I'm getting to the point on this paint. So I just kept going. I just sucked it up. I didn't freak out. I sucked it up and I just kept going. And but now I'm getting to the point where I'm running out of certain colors. So what I ended up doing is, I'm super excited. It's supposed to be here today. I was hoping it would be here before I did this WIP and chat so I could show it to you. So if you're curious about it, you could see the quality and see what it was all about. But I can show you. I can show it to you in my next video. I couldn't wait all day. I checked Amazon tracking and it wasn't going to be here until 5:45 tonight, and I didn't want to wait that long to record this. So I just went ahead and I just put a new glue dot in my pen. That's why I'm having some trouble there. If you have trouble with new glue dots in your pen, I just run it over my finger, the edge of my side of my finger, and that seems to take some of the extra stickiness away, the oils from your hand or whatever, and makes it perfect if you're new to glue dots. I love glue dots. I will never ever go back to wax in my single placer. And of course with this, you know, there's very, very small opportunity for multi-placing on this diamond painting. You might get a section where you can do 2 or maybe 3 in a row, but it's definitely confetti central, which I love. I think is fun. So it doesn't bother me at all to not have any color blocking. I absolutely love this. And, you know, like I said, I took this to the retreat. Remind me to go back to my Amazon order. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. You guys know I do that sometimes, and I appreciate your forgiveness and not being mean to me about it, because it is, I have short-term memory problems, and I'm scatterbrained, and my thoughts just go all over the place. And sometimes I have a thought in the middle of it saying something else, and then I just go off on that tangent. But I'll go back to my original thoughts. I'm sorry if that's confusing when I do that. I understand that it might be, but it's just who I am, and I can't change it. So I appreciate, you know, everybody who's patient with me about that, because I can't help it. So anyway, what I was saying before I interrupted myself about interrupting myself, is that, what was I saying? See, now I did forget. Dun dun dun, single placing. That I don't mind it. That I like single placing. Oh, I know where I was going. Okay, so we went at the retreat, we played a game called musical diamond painting. And what you did is you left your diamond painting out on your table with your tray and your pen and your wax. And then every song you would move, or I think we did 2 songs. Every 2 songs you would get up and move and go and move on to the next person's diamond painting and work on that one for 2 songs. And we did that for quite a while, and it was really, really cool. There were a few, I loved it. It was my favorite thing that I've ever done at a retreat. Because number one, I got to use all different kinds of different pens. So I got to, try the big chunky ones, and I was right, they're not for me. I got to try different waxes. I got to try bigger multi-placers, and I was right, they're not for me either. And I got to work on diamond paintings that I probably necessarily wouldn't ever have purchased for myself, but it was really neat getting to work on other people's. And so I really, really loved doing that, but I did a funny thing. The entire reason that I took this diamond painting to the retreat, because why would I load up a huge diamond painting to take to the retreat? That just seems silly, doesn't it? But the reason I did it was I did it for musical diamond painting. I wanted everyone to be able to have to work on this just as a joke. And it was pretty funny too. My friend Ashley did not participate in musical diamond painting. I mean, you weren't required to participate, and I understand a lot of people, put a lot of work and time into their diamond paintings and didn't necessarily want, random people working on their painting, and I understand that. I thought it was fun, but not everybody wanted to do it, which, to each their own. So I used this as my diamond painting for musical diamond painting, and my friend Ashley, who did not participate, said it was so funny because everybody who sat down to work on it was like, oh my God, I can't even do this. This is awful, complaining about it. So I must be in the minority of people who prefer massive confetti to color blocking. Actually, why don't you let me know that in the comments? I want to know in the comments from you, are you a fan of color blocking or are you more a fan of confetti? Which, if you had to do one or the other, I don't want to say you like a happy medium, because that's not the world we're living in. If you had to choose one, what would you rather have, confetti or color blocking? I'm just kind of curious about who likes what. So I guess out of everybody that worked on my diamond painting here, there were about 3 or 4 people who actually enjoyed it, which are not real good odds. But if you like confetti and if you like a detailed diamond painting, I cannot recommend this diamond painting Deutschland enough. And I did have a Josephine wall from Uniquely Yours Down Under. Now, I am not dissing Uniquely Yours Down Under at all. Everything in this hobby is a matter of personal preference, from the type of wax you use, to the type of pen you use, to the tray you use. I mean, I have tried a million different times and a million different kinds of 3D printed trays, and I cannot find a 3D printed tray that I like. I prefer my regular big white Star Or tray any day over any 3D printed tray, and I challenge you to find me one that I would like, because I have tried a million of them, and they're just not for me. Doesn't make me right and you wrong, or you right and me wrong. It's just different. So I'm not dissing Uniquely Yours Down Under whatsoever, but I did have a big Josephine wall. In fact, I had the 3 Graces from Uniquely Yours Down Under by Josephine Wall, and I gave it away. I did not care for their canvas. It was also double-sided adhesive. It also had max colors. I didn't like the drills. And the canvas just wasn't as nice as this diamond painting Deutschland canvas. I don't know how to explain it. But again, that's my personal opinion. And you know what opinions are like, and everybody has one. So, take it with a grain of salt. That was just my, my experience. And so, I have tried both. But anywho, so my thing so I spilled my drills for this and I lost all my blues. And I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do? Because I've got this big tray of blues, right? This is how I separated. When I set up my drill containers, I didn't go in DMC order. I went in, well, first, because it was mostly blue, I put all my blues together and I arranged them by like symbol. So if the symbol was like another one, I put those close to one another because I figured that those are going to be the ones that are going to be most easily confused with one another. So if they're next to each other, I'll have an easier time differentiating, do you mean this one or do you mean this one? So first I did it by color and then I did it by like shape. So like this pack right here has trees, this tree and this tree. So, and then a sun and clouds and a flower. So those are both nature. So they went with the tree. That's how my brain worked. So I just put these in order of how my brain worked. This is all crosses of different colors. So I put those all together. But you just, however you want to do it is completely up to you. But that's how I did it. And so when I spilled my blues, not all of them spilled out of their containers and not all of them were completely empty. So I didn't know how much of each color I was going to need or be short on. So I just figured I would keep rolling along, and when I got to that point, I would deal with it then. So I'm sure that if I would have contacted Diamond Painting Deutschland, I could have, they could have helped me out and done something for me. But again, I didn't know what colors to tell them. I still don't know what colors to tell them because so far I'm only out of one of the colors. But I'm sure I'm going to be out of others. So what I did is I went ahead and went on Amazon and I purchased the Art Dot. Now, I don't know why, but it's a 445 color set rather than a 447 color set, which 447 is the entire collection of DMC colors. So I'm not sure why it's 445 instead of 447. There's going to be two colors that I'm missing. Now, watch my luck. It'll be one of the colors that I need. That would be just my luck, but I doubt it. It's probably like black and white or something like that. Maybe ecru. But I went ahead and ordered that. It is normally $39.99. I got it for $23.99. So if you're someone who wants to have like a full set of DMC spares, check that out on Amazon. I don't know if it's still that same price, but it was just a couple of days ago. So check. And oh, you know what? It might have been I don't think it, but I don't, because it was Prime Day. But I don't think that was a Prime Day deal. I think that was just a sale, that it was on sale. So if you're interested, like I said, I wanted to have it here to show you, to see what the quality's like. But that's not a bad deal, I don't think. Regular $40 for $23.99, I think I got a killer deal. So, and that's for 1,000 of each color. So I figure that I will be able to I'll be able to finish out my painting with 1,000 of each color. Now, if I get to a point and I need, a whole bunch more of a certain color, I will turn to my friends on Facebook and on YouTube, and I'll hit you guys up for, if I run out. I'm not going to buy another complete set of 445, but by that time I'll know, I'll know better what color I need, and I'll might have to hit you guys up for some spares if I need more than 1,000 extra of any one color. So, but yeah, so I wanted to have that, and I'm sorry that I didn't, but I didn't want to wait all day to record this. So have any of you guys bought that set, that Art Dot set? I know that Mindy did, or they sent it to her. I don't know if she bought it or they sent it to her. They do have it in round and square. I believe they were both the same price. I didn't even look at the square price because I wasn't interested. I was just interested in the rounds. But they do have it in both round and square. So, has anybody gotten that? Is it a decent set? I'm hoping that the drills are gonna, you know, I hope it's not gonna look funny, is what I'm saying. I hope they're not like a different type of drills. You know how some drills look different than others? I'm hoping that it's not going to, uh-oh. I don't remember what color I had. Oh, there we go. I usually don't put my thing away so I can remember what color I had out, but I put it away. Don't know why I did that. A lot of times too, if it's just a few of one color, I don't even work off I don't even pour them into the tray. I just open up my container and piece them out of the container one at a time. But these colors, this section is fairly new section that I started, so I've only got a few hours into it. So it takes me about, now this is the size of my section right here. Let me see, can I measure it? Do I have a measuring tape in here? Yes, I do. So I usually uncover about that's a 6.5 by 8, so it's like a 7 by 8 inch section is what I work on at a time. And a 7 by 8 inch section, if it's very confetti, which this section is, usually takes me about 8 to 10 hours of work time to do that size section. Now, like this section over here with the moon, here, I'm going to try to slide this a little bit so you can see. This section over here with the moon, where it's like a lot of blues, did have a lot more, you know, it was a lot more of the same colors in the section. So that section probably only took me like 4 to 6 hours. But if it's a highly confetti section with all the colors, you know, like this section, it takes me about 8 to 10 hours. But yeah, so just keep rolling along on it. And I diamond painted for so long, the past few days, that my neck is really sore from bending over. I did have a drafting table, and I gave it to my friend Sue because it actually became a catch-all for me. I just could not get used to working on a slanted surface. I'm a creature of habit, and I could not adjust to working on a slanted surface. So hopefully, Sue, if you're watching, you're getting some enjoyment out of that drafting table. I hope it's working out better for you than it did for me. There's nothing wrong with it. It was a perfectly nice drafting table. Just wasn't my style. Just wasn't my thing. I just couldn't get used to it. But you know, some people do and some people don't. Oh, looks like I got a stray one there. Throw that on the floor. Pick it up later with the vacuum. Yeah, right. Like I ever vacuum my craft room. There's probably so many drills on this floor because there's so much other stuff. I can't vacuum the craft room because there's so little floor space. I've got so much stuff in here. Still, I still haven't done my craft room revamp like I've been talking about doing for months. I really, really need to do that. So I've been breaking this up with crocheting. I've been doing a lot of crocheting lately. I always do a lot of crocheting. So if I'm not in here working on this, I'm out sitting in my recliner crocheting. And like I said, I've been working on summer tops lately. And I actually, just the other day, and it's almost done, I'm on the second sleeve already, I was watching, while I diamond paint in here, in my craft room, I watch yarn unboxings on YouTube. it's my new. I just love yarn unboxings. I love any unboxing, but I've been watching yarn unboxing because the videos seem to be a little bit longer than diamond painting unboxing videos. So I can, I've been watching Bag a Day, and she's got, years and years worth of yarn unboxing videos. So I can just start that playlist and let it go, and it'll go for hours and hours and hours, so that's what I've been watching while I'm sitting in here diamond painting. And in one of her videos, one of her unboxings, she showed a sweater pattern that she had recently put out a tutorial on, and it was beautiful, and I thought, I want to make that sweater. And it was just serendipitous. It popped right into my mind. I have the perfect yarn for that sweater. So I went and broke out the yarn that I had for that sweater. It's a 50/50 wool acrylic blend yarn, roving style, size 5, bulky yarn that I had gotten from Ice Yarns in a very, very dark brown. I'd say it's like a 3371 if I'm going to give it a DMC number. And I decided to make that sweater. So here it is, July, and I'm knitting crocheting a wool sweater. But it's going to be here before we know it. It's better to get prepared in advance. And then I felt bad because I promised myself that I wasn't going to crochet for myself anymore. I've made myself quite a few garments. If you guys watch my yarny videos, you'll know that I've created quite a few garments for myself in the past few months. So I told myself that I was done. I wasn't going to make anything for myself anymore. I was either going to make things to give away as gifts or to sell. My sister has a table at a local festival that has like a craft show area, and she's going to let me sell some of my creations at her table. So that's why I've been working on those summer tops, because I want to be able to sell those summer tops at the festival, and that's coming up in August. So I need to start. I need to concentrate on working on things to sell. And then of course I've got 3 blankets that I'm working on as gifts for friends. You know who you are, Cindy and Jody and Sue. And I work on those, periodically, but I hope you guys all know it's going to take me a long time to get them done, because like I said, I bop around from project to project. And then I was working on doilies for a while. I'll show you those in my yarn video. I should have done a yarn video Tuesday, but what happened was I had insomnia Monday night and Tuesday night. I did not sleep, and I was an absolute zombie Tuesday and Wednesday. I went to bed last night at about 9:30, and I slept and slept and slept. Slept all the way through till 7:30 this morning, and so I'm feeling great today. But I was a zombie Tuesday and Wednesday, and there was no way I could do a video. So I still need to do my yarny video. I know some of you watch those, most of you don't, but that's fine. I understand if you're just in it for the diamond painting content. We all have our areas of expertise, and we're not all into the same things, and that's what makes life interesting. As we've all got our different talents and our different hobbies and crafts and whatever. All right, so let's talk about Florida a little bit. So I haven't talked to you since we went. We had a great time. We went to Hollywood Studios, which is where they have the big Star Wars, like there's a whole section of Star Wars stuff, multiple Star Wars rides, all that fun stuff. That was a blast. Nate really, really enjoyed that, and so did Jeff. That was their favorite part, was the Star Wars stuff. It was cool. I mean, and I'm into Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. I am, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so it's not like I wasn't into it. Boy, I wish I wouldn't have poured all those in the tray. I only needed a few. It's not like I'm not into Star Wars. I just didn't think it was. I thought there could have been more. I guess is what I'm like. It wasn't worth spending a whole day just for the Star Wars stuff, in my opinion. In my opinion, Disney has parks that deserve more, that you could spend more time at and have more things to do than Hollywood Studios. That's just my opinion. So the second day that the first day we were there, we went to Downtown Disney, which it's not called Downtown Disney anymore. I know I'm aging myself when I say that. Disney Springs. We went to Disney Springs the first day we got there, and, did some walking around and some shopping, and I, of course, had to get new shoes because the shoes that I brought for myself were horrible, and my feet were aching within minutes. So we did that, and we got something to eat. We ate at Downtown Disney. We watched some concerts. There's always concerts and live music going on there. And did a VR. They had a free VR demo game that you could do. And we did that. It was a Star Wars game, a new game that's coming out for the, what is that VR called? VR is virtual reality. Oculus, the Oculus virtual reality. So we played that. That was fun. And then that was about it. Went down to the pool. And the next day we went to Epcot Center. Now, Epcot Center to me was a blast. I could have spent both days at Epcot Center and been completely happy and probably still not have seen everything. I loved Epcot. I thought it was just absolutely amazing. I love the Tomorrowland, and I love, the beginning of the park that has, all of the land, air, and sea, and the Tomorrowland. I like that part of the park. But then I also like the countries when you go, when you do the tour of the world or whatever, and you go through all the different countries. Now, they had changed things a little bit. They used to have a Viking ride in Norway, the Netherlands, one of those Nordic countries, and they've changed that to something to do with Frozen, with Anna and Elsa. So we didn't do that. They don't have that ride anymore, which I always thought that was a fun ride. I was a little bummed that they took that out, but they had several new rides, because it's been several years since I've been there. So they had several new things that were, really fun. The big new ride that they had there was the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. And it was, so you guys know I'm not a technology person, right? So everything you got for Disney, you've got to, get the app and put your passes on the app and show it the app when you get there. And they've got all of this, all this technology stuff, right? So I didn't know this until luckily someone on the bus, on the shuttle bus on our first day told us, because the Guardians of the Galaxy ride was brand new. It had just opened 2 weeks before we got there. You could not go stand in line for that ride. You had to have was called a virtual queue. You had to get in a virtual line. So at 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. every day, they opened up this virtual queue, and you had to log in through your Disney app and try to get a spot in the virtual queue, and they only gave out so many a day. So if you missed out, you didn't get to go on that ride. So the people that we talked to said that they were on there at 6:57 a.m. and they were just, hitting the button, refresh, and they missed it. I mean, it turned 7 o'clock and all the spots were filled. They didn't get to go on it. So I was like, you're kidding. That's just crazy. So right away at 7 o'clock in the morning, I got on and, hit the button, was trying to get it, and nope, we missed it. We did not get tickets to go on. So you could try again. They opened up the second set of spots at 1 p.m. So at 12:55, we found a quiet space. I think back in Morocco. We were back in the back of the park. We found a quiet space and sat down, and I got on the app, and I just kept hitting the refresh button over and over from 12:55 until 1 o'clock. And we got really, really lucky, and we got spots. So I was thrilled, because that was like the big new ride, and if we wouldn't have been able to go on it, Nate would have been really disappointed. I would have been disappointed. I have to refill this. So so with my drills in these containers, I just put one container per color, just so that I would have less drill containers sitting on my thing. So I have all my extras in here. So when I empty out a container, I just refill from my extras. And that's been working out really well. I haven't had a problem doing that at all. I kept them in order as best I could. So I just need to refill this one real quick, because I got quite a few of these on there in this section. I don't know why I can't do that and talk, but I can diamond paint and talk. I guess as I'm worried about spilling them on the canvas. I don't know. Anyway, so we were able to go on the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it was the funnest ride I've ever been on. It was the funnest ride I've ever been on. Like, without a doubt, like, hands down, not even close. And I've been on a lot of really fun roller coasters and a lot of really fun rides in my life, but it was, without a doubt, the best one. It was a roller coaster, and you were on, like a regular roller coaster track, but in addition to moving with the roller coaster, your seats also moved back and forth. So you're going and moving back and forth at the same time. It was really, really cool. It was neat. Now, I don't know if it was the time that we chose to go of the year, or the fact that we were there on a weekend, because we did go Saturday, Sunday to the parks. But it was very, very busy. There were long lines for everything. I don't think we waited in a line, even for like the dumb rides. I think we waited an hour at least in every line. The longest we waited was, I think, 2.5 hours in a line, which is, to me, that's a long time. So needless to say, we spent most of our days waiting in line, but you've got to expect that when you're going to an amusement park. I just guess at other times that I have been to Disney or Universal or any other amusement park, I've not had quite as long of lines as what we had this time. And like I said, I don't know if it was because it was the weekend, or if it was because it was like the week after, it was like the weekend after school got out, at least for us. It was the weekend after school got out. Probably a lot of schools were getting out at the same time, and maybe everybody had the same idea we did to just jump on a plane and go to Disney World. But yeah, it was a great time. It was, nice, and it was perfect because I don't do well. I have some mobility issues, and it was a lot for me walking around on. It was a lot doing Saturday, and I absolutely could not do Sunday. There's no way I could have walked that entire park, so I did have to get an ECV on Sunday to do Epcot. I absolutely, my hips and my pelvic floor just would not. There was just no way. There was no way I could do it. But it was as long as a trip as I would have wanted to take anymore, just because of my mobility issues. I don't think that if we had stayed longer, there's no way I could have done physically another park. Back in the good old days, we could have done, all the parks day after day after day, and I would have had no problem, but not anymore. My body's getting broken. So, but that was that. That was a fun time, and we had a great time. So I got back from Florida on Monday, real late Monday night, like midnight we got home. And then Sue came over on Tuesday, and I finished up my shopping that I needed to do for the retreat, and she picked up that drafting table. She was in town, she was in Michigan, visiting family. She's originally from down south, and she was in Michigan visiting family and came over to get the drafting table. And then on Wednesday, I left to go to the retreat. So the retreat was absolutely awesome. Awesome. It was such a great time. I cannot, even if you've got an opportunity to ever go to a crafting retreat, do it. If there's any possible way you can do it, do it. It's, for what you get, it really is not bad money-wise for everything that you get. As far as your food and your accommodations, and then your swag bag, door prizes, you do get a lot of bang for your buck. So if you've ever got a chance to do one, I would highly suggest doing it, because it's just, it's so great to be with people who have the same interests as you. Because if you're anything like me, I'm kind of lonely. I'm here and I do my crafting by myself, and I have you guys. I have my YouTube family, and I have Maddie when she comes home, which I'm very, very lucky that I have Maddie. But I don't have friends that have the same interests, so it was really, really great being in a community with people who all had the same interests. It was a blast. It was a really good time. So I'm really glad that we went a day early. Me and some friends went a day early. We had a magnificent time. I probably had more fun and I'm just going to be honest, I had more fun on our early day that we spent together just bumming around and going out to eat and stuff than I did the whole rest of the time. We swam, we went out to eat, we joked, we visited, we, laughed. I can't remember the last time I laughed so much. So thank you, ladies, for, including me, and in that it was everything to me. It meant the world to me to spend that time with you guys, if you're watching. So thank you. And so that was it. But then, the retreat itself was awesome too, don't get me wrong. But I did have a really good time with my friends before the retreat. And so then after the retreat, of course, I got home and I got hit with COVID. So I was sick for about a week, maybe a little more than a week. It seemed like I got sick, I got a little bit better, and then I got sick again. I don't know what that's all about, but it was like I had a little mini relapse. But I could not do anything. There was no way I could make a video. I couldn't eat. There was no way I could do anything. So that put me down for the count for another week of missing out on you guys. And then, as soon as I was recovered from that, it was the 4th of July holiday week, and every year my sister and brother-in-law come to visit from Tennessee, and they stay for a week, and it's always a big family celebration. It's my sister-in-law's birthday, it's 4th of July, and we always hang out with them all week. Oh, I need another color. Imagine that. Well, you guys are just, this doesn't happen very often. 647, 647. All right. I mean, there are a few of them, but I need a lot, so I better refill it. But yeah, so I missed you guys for a whole nother week because I was with family. And then now here we are today. They left to go back. Well, not here we are today, but, you know, here we are in general. They left last Thursday to go back, so they've been gone about a week already. And I did record a couple of videos that you guys have seen probably if you watch my unboxing videos. And I did go live last Saturday, so you would have seen me there if you watch my lives. Which, why don't you? If you don't, you should. It's fun. We have fun. If you are able to come to my lives, that would be awesome. I love having everybody there. I love chit-chatting with everyone. Usually I have Maddie with me either in person or through StreamYard. Maddie almost always goes live with me on Saturday nights unless she has something going. Which, you know, she's 24, and every once in a while, that one doesn't want to come off no matter what I do. She's 24, and occasionally she has something to do on a Saturday night. Imagine that. Why does that not want to let go of that? That's so funny. Just will not let go of that drill. No matter how much I try, that glue dot just really wanted to stick to the top of that drill. Now I forgot where I was. Oh, there I was. Okay. But yeah, so 8:45 on Saturday. Come and hang out with us. It is fun. I guarantee you, you will have a good time. And if you don't have a good time, you'll get your money back. How about that? Money back guarantee that you'll have a good time. Everything you paid for it, you'll get back. But no, seriously. I do have a ton more unboxing videos I need to get up. You're going to probably be seeing a couple a day, just because I need to get caught up with them. I feel bad. These companies have sent me this stuff and it's been sitting here. But like I said, I had the retreat, then I was sick, then I was on vacation. Well, no, vacation, retreat, sick, vacation, and now finally I'm back. But that was a big delay. It took a big chunk out of my life. Big chunk out of my life. But we're back now, and we're back on schedule. And like I said, I've got that one. We've got events coming up. So in October, we'll have the Big, Bold, and Beautiful event with the large size diamond paintings with Mindy. Then in November, I think we're going to do Gnomevember again. So we'll be doubling up because the Big, Bold, and Beautiful event is going to be 2 months. So in November, we'll also be doing Gnomevember, I hope. I believe. I think the last we talked, we were. And then December, I'll be participating in the DP Christmas Elves again for the second year in a row. So I'm excited about that too, and that's with a lot of other creators. So keep an eye out for information on that, and that is the rest of my year. I am not going to be doing any events for August or September. I just kind of want to finish. I want to finish this. That's my number one priority, is getting this bad boy finished. And like I said, I will definitely do a post review on it when I do get it finished, and show you what it looks like in all its finished beauty, because it's going to be gorgeous. I don't know how I don't know quite how I'm going to do it filming wise, because I'm probably going to have to hold the camera and, you know, just to hold it high enough to get the whole thing in the frame. So it might not be a very high quality video, but I think a lot of you want to see her when she's finished. I could be wrong, but I think a lot of you would like to see her when she's finished. So I want to make sure to do that. But now that you know everything and you're back caught up with everything in my life, let me know what's going on in your life, what I've missed. Let me know if you like confetti or color blocking. I still want to know that. And if you have any other questions or comments, you can leave them down in the comments section. I love to hear from you. Even if I don't always respond, I still love to hear from you. And that's all. I hope you guys have a great day, a great rest of your day. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Talk to you soon. All right. Bye, guys.